Silencer pick. We now got the Venom into TA that has often been banned, so we've not really been able to see the true.
Of course, which isn't uncommon at all. But versus Venomancer, who can just take off that refraction super fast. And we see some action here. Torrent's gonna miss. WHITEMON sidestepping it, but there's the blink strike. DM with the right clicks to follow. Save. Looks like he's gonna be first blooded, so T1 gets the better of this.
Frank, they're quite horrible.
Yes, indeed. As we can see the skewer onto Kingslayer, slowed up with that Arctic burn as well. Cuckoo continue the chase, but in the trees, Kingslayer. Yep, Shockwave is there to finish him off. And
this Doom late game taking two heroes out of a fight.
All right. Oh, the X is just a little bit too slow.
Stirred by the Kunkka, so they looks like they have a decent
strike is there with the Enchanta slow. Torrent will connect, but DM is in quite a bit of trouble here. No reinforcements on the way. This is going to be yet another kill, this time to 23. Nightfall going to get that Scorched Earth off. Have the Doom available as well. Can they actually chase him down, though, is the question. He's going to go into the trees. We have some TPs coming in, trying to juke around. We see the Gale into the Poison Nova. Nightfall is just going to TP out, and the deny is there from Carl.
The enemy mid laner leaves, and then they just dumpster the tower.
Yeah, Safe getting caught out here. The Gale has nowhere to go, but GPK trying to get the return kill at the very least, but he gets skewered back into the tier 2 RP as well. Still has that refraction up, but finally tries to attempt the TP out and will be successful. Actually, the tier 1. Yeah, I just hope to God that he goes again for that shard, because that's going to be very, very entertaining. GPK does so much damage right here. See the X marks into the Torrent. That's going to be a freebie onto WHITEMON. No point in using it, probably. And yeah, this is going to be a freebie with the Finger of Death charge. Double kill for DM, and we'll see if they can turn this into a Roche potentially. Venomancer, you can always put these wards to at least get some vision in the pit. X marks onto Carl, though. Of course, VP know they have the numbers advantage right here. Nice Yules dodging a little bit there, but the boat is coming. Will connect. The follow-up. Yep. Nightfall jumps in, takes the Poison Nova, basically just to him. He's going to try to TP out, but there's the curse to cancel it. And Nightfall's in a lot of trouble here. He's getting beat on by his friend. And of course, that Poison Nova is still applied. Oh, he's going to tick out. I guess that was the Poison Sting on top of it. As XEPHER now getting chased. Look at the damage. Trying to get the side blades, but not going to be in range here. And T1 still delaying pretty successfully. And now with Nightfall down, see if VP actually want to continue on here. X marks onto Y. And T1. Oh, the RP gonna catch DM, skewers into the other side here. It's gonna get galed on top of that, and it looks like VP just wanna let him go. The boat comes out, but
there is going to be very little that VP can do other than
a 4-man smoke, a 3-man smoke here from VP. They want to defend this Roshan. DM's getting caught out for now. Spirit Vessel's applied to him. Has the X. Oh, the instant Hex on a Cuckoo. Very nicely done as WHITEMON's taking a ton of damage from afar. GPK doing work. Nightfall jumps in. You can see the Global Silence into the Doom, onto the Magnus. And that is going to be the first kill in this fight for VP. A big, big one. He does have buyback, though, so if they overextend, and Doom are down, but they know that Magnus is dead for another 15 seconds, so perhaps they can get a pick off before he respawns.
XEPHER would be a really important kill.
Oh, XEPHER, yep. The instant Hex into the disabled. The double stun. He actually jumps into it with the PA. 23 Savage pops the BKB, though, and blows up Save with the coup de grace. Now he's just getting pounded in by TA. Jumped on the other side. We see a Winter's Curse delaying the fight, so 23 Savage can actually get some damage here. Poison Nova from Carl onto DM, who's now in the trees here, completely surrounded by the PA, getting pounded. A nice cold embrace, but there's the skewer into the double RP from Cuckoo. Shockwave to follow. Double kill on 23 Savage as T1 are masterful in these fights. 23 Savage might finally tick down, but it cost them the entirety of VP. By the way.
Yeah, the usual build.
That's awesome.
The usual build
take
for
off
this?
silence.
Oh, wait, take off silence.
Yes. Well, we have Skewer back in, but the Global Silence to follow. 23 Savage jumps in. GPK is BKB though, so not a lot of damage done in the end. We see the Tidal Wave coming out as well. Our Spike's going to connect only onto one, and now the Force Staff keeping GPK healthy. Shockwave is there as well. Nightfall actually pops his BKB here. No death somehow.
They wouldn't know the status of it. They have to go fight. But they know that if Roche is standing on that trap, the T1's not taking it.
Tidal Wave. Oh, 23 Savage with the double damage now to come up. Tidal Wave again coming. This is such an annoying spell. Of course, Boat has such a low cooldown. I can spend that basically any point. But we're going to see the Centaur stun start things out. And there's the BKB jumping from 23 Savage. The death of Kingslayer buys back into the game, though. And now the Boat coming in. Look at these side blades from GPK off of the Plague Wards. Like you said earlier, they might be able to steal this. GPK now in the pit. WHITEMON trying to get in there as well. Cuckoo misses the skewer, though. Roshan is snatched. GPK takes it for himself. 23 Savage now trying to get out, gets Doom, but it's the Lotus Orb Doom. So that has 2 targets that can't do anything now. All right, Cold Embrace applied to 23 Savage. Now the Curse applied as well as TA is just beating the crap. That's going to be a dieback onto Kingslayer. Now the chase is onto 23 Savage, but the Doom has finally run out. And now he's going to jump in and absolutely blow up everybody. GPK does get out the refraction. Finally, the Aegis is popped. Nightfall in the triangle. Looks like he's going to be 5, but GPK is completely surrounded. Double kill for 23 Savage.
The Lotus Orb on.
And then kind of the, well, I was going to say coup de grace, but that wouldn't really make sense. Oh, we're going to have to hold on to that thought here. As Gale will connect on the Nightfall, has to pop his BKB pretty early. Ooh, Lotus Orb. He pumped the Doom, but there's the Winter's Curse. GPK is beating the absolute crap again out of him. There's the Global Science to follow. Nightfall can't get off his Doom in time. Ends up dropping, but there's the RP. It's only going to connect onto 1, though. It's Kingslayer getting chased by 23 Savage, who now wants to focus on GPK with the Spirit Vessel applied right now. Arctic Burn as well, so no refraction for you. GPK gets Yules right outside his base. And it looks like he's going to be brought down in the end. Triple kill for 23 Savage. He has entered beast mode. I mean, they played that against the Doom perfectly well. GG is called. Wow. Awesome game.
Through his BKB. Yeah. On the other hand, though, you can do pretty well in lane on Jug. You just have low BAT and a crit.
That harassment coming out from the either right clicks or LSA. You get close, top lane.
That is first blood.
Super fast, lost the game in 12 minutes. I believe it was Arcangaro Gaming.
Yeah, something like that. As Cuckoo getting spotted out, the Blade Fury with the impetus damage on the side, so Nightfall.
Mech, even a Solar Crest, just tank it up, but this time around, Lion will need to be like the playmaking for. Yeah. Cuckoo will drop one more time.
Feels
Blink
like
RP is available.
Feels like both teams always know what the other is doing.
Because they're so good. Like, there's a reason why these 2 teams are.
Oh, Carl!
Right now. Oh,
the instant Yule Scepter. LSA's not going to be there, but the Curse is instead. A lot of damage being applied to WHITEMON. Trying to get healed, but there's the Blade Fury to come through. And that is going to be 2 easy kills, even with the RP after the fact. Completely wasted. Carl still ends up dying, and now the impetus damage from Zephyr. He should be able to shake it off with the borrowed time, which he has not skilled yet. The save, as we're going to have the initiation now onto the Wraith King. Has enough space been created, though. 23 Savage is more than fine. Now the heals come out again.
Not the best execution on the top, because you want to, like Abba was the second TP. Instead, it should have been the one who can stop the TP.
Smite. Oh, Finger of Death. Kingslayer is donezo. Hoofstomp's going to be there. See a little mana drain action going on, but DM will just walk this off. Or a Manta, it is the SNY.
Against Lion makes more sense. You just want to have that status resistance.
Oh, we have the Yules into the LSA. Will connect DM with the Hoofstomp into the double edge. And that is enough damage to take out Carl. Stampede used as well, but not a whole lot of damage done to 23 Savage. But Zephyr with a little bit of a borrowed time cast there. Keeps him alive.
Blink dagger on the Centaur, ready.
Yeah. Oh, Hoofstomp only onto 1, but the right clicks are going to be more than enough. The Curse onto the Viper as Wraith King starts a beautiful LSA. My goodness, triple kill for Nightfall. That's the first life for Mr. Wraith King, but something tells me that he will die very shortly. Huge fight from VP. Holy jeez, that was great synergy.
That was beautiful.
There's some things to casual players. I think that's perfectly fine. We have 4-man smoke on T1.
They got a flicker. Arcan Bracket, they have flicker.
That's true. We have a big skewer into the instant Hex with the Finger of Death, but the Stampede into the Blade Fury. Nightfall will live. So much expended on him. And with the Healing Ward bringing him back, as we see the Curse come in as well. Zephyr's gonna pop his ult, but the Lion's gonna be the first to fall. There's the RP finally onto 2, but not a ton of damage to follow with into the skewer. And there's the Omni Slash doing so much work. That's the first life for Wraith King, but Carl takes a tumble. Another Blade Fury, and this is looking very good for VP. Only 1 death in that engagement. They used so much on Nightfall.
Yeah,
they're able to get that, and they have the 2 Siege Wagons as well, so see if they can do anything with it. GPK gets the Yules off, dodges the Wraith Fire Blast. As a result, gets skewered back in around the tier 3, but the big Winter's Curse canceling the RP, which is still available. Laguna Blade is there, Omni Slash to follow. Carl actually uses it, but really to no avail. Does have buyback, but Wraith King, first life is done. Centaur, Hoof Stomp not going to connect. That's not a Lincoln Sphere, by the way. It was the Aphotic Shield, just to be clear. Cold Embrace keeping the Enchantress alive for now. Magnus finally buys back into the game. There's another big skewer into the tier 4s. Could they actually kill the Juggernaut? They get Hoof Stomp off there. 23 Savage trying to do as much damage, but this heal, again, Cold Embrace with that talent. The Splinter Blast basically global at this point. Kingslayer finally being taken out, though.
But the Barracks, they will be getting the Mega Creeps out of this one. That was such a necklace.
And he's the weakest. Very sad indeed. DM's going to jump in onto the Wraith King. This is going to be the first life. You can see Magnus on the outline, ready to go if he wants. 23 Savage, the Omni Slash is there. It's going to be basically just on him with the bashes. Laguna Blade is there as well. 95 seconds, no 23 Savage, but the skewer onto 3 rather, into the fountain.
Beyond this,
it's not really doing anything. T1 is still dying in their own fountain. GG is called. We're going to, well, I guess we were going to a game 3 anyway, but this ensures that we'll at least have a game.
Just turned up the aggression and was able to turn it around.
And lo and behold, it is indeed off lane Leshrac, mid lane Carl Puck.
You just don't have to buy regen, but
Time Dilation. Yeah, that's a really annoying one to deal with. Xepher does use his Fairy Fire, but the bash is there.
they're taking a huge lead here, so I suppose there's nothing that GPK really needs to do. As he does head back down bot, I think this is a fairly free tower to take.
Chakram with the Whirling Death. We see the Exorcism from GPK if they can get 23 Savage. Oh, the Timber Chain's not going to connect on a tree despite being an entire forest, but the right click and Whirling Death are more than enough. WHITEMON, I mean, GPK wasn't even needed here, it feels like, but regardless, he's going to get XP for two of these kills. Yeah, we talked about it before, the fact that Blade Mail doesn't have that int, the Robe of the Magi anymore as part of that build. Pretty big deal for that hero. As DM, gonna be tanking this up, gets the Vendetta off from XEPHER side. Splitter's not gonna be there because of the curse. Beautiful timing from Kingslayer again. That is gonna be the death of XEPHER as a result. The coil basically just on the Faceless Void, but Nightfall looks pretty fine overall. It takes the Bushwhack, but just time walks into the tier 1. Just like that, VP with a tier 1 tower again, and
ability.
WHITEMON, Bushwhack not going to connect, save, keeping his distance wisely, but the Diabolic Edict to continue to do work. As we see the first Chronosphere of the game, GPK gets the Silence and the Exorcism on top. You can see the Blade Mail does a lot of work, but obviously in a 3v1 situation, you're not going to be able to do anything about that. Meanwhile, we have the TPs again from VP to try to defend this. Oh, Cuckoo destroyed by DM, and now XEPHER on the run with that Vendetta. Looks like he should get out, although the
behind on the Shrek, so I'm gonna go stand in trees and.
That's true. He's been doing that a lot, as there might be a reciprocal kill here. But no, safe, staying alive for now. The Sharpshooter just off range, and this might cost the Puck his life instead. Carl, the Winter's Curse does connect, and that'll provide Kingslayer with the easy. He's getting chased though, so I might have to save that money in the bank. He's going to get silenced as we see the Bushwhack not connect here, but the Spirit Siphon is there into the Crypt Swarm as well, into the bashes. In addition, XEPHER does get off his Spike Carapace for now, though. It's DM on the other side, chasing out Cuckoo, but looks like Carl and XEPHER both die on opposite sides here. So VP just in firm control of this game right now. Oh, Blink Hex again from save. Here comes the Timber Chain. This will be a huge kill. Bushwhack again misses. You can see VP kind of doing this in and out game right now. Really heavy damage. And it looks like VP might actually just get this uncontested. 0 defense here. As 23 Savage is going to be happy with the trade for the tier 2 for tier 3. Now you can see the Cold Embrace coming into play onto Nightfall. Gets the Time Walk off, a little baby one there. Of course, still has his Aegis intact. XEPHER showing off that Aghanim Scepter. Gets off the Impale. But VP might just back up now, because that's pretty much their only tower push right now. But VP on the high ground here, going to break the smoke from Cuckoo. Oh, the Bushwhack is going to miss because of the Yules, but the Splitter does come in turn, so they find the kill regardless. And now the coil is going to be pretty big. Chronosphere onto 2. You see the Winter Wyvern buy back into the game. The Impale is going to connect on 2 on top of this. Nightfall still with the Aegis, so he's not scared of anything. Cuckoo rounding up the Split Earth, does hit onto 2 in turn, and Nightfall has to time walk back to the tier 2 tower. But DM is going absolute ham. 2 dead for T1. Did cost the buyback from BP, but you can see that T1 is now completely on the run. Time Dilation, able to be connected onto WHITEMON. He's going to get chased here by the Faceless Void. And you can see here, Mr. XEPHER himself does get off the Spike Carapace, but they have vision that Crypt Swarm is enough. So 4 for 1. We're not going to get that because there is a kill coming. Sharpshooter's there. DM pops the BKB, but it's getting very low. Actually drops down, so nicely done from T1, but a big, juicy Impale coming out from the line into the Chronosphere onto 2. And again, just too much farm for T1 to deal with. And oh, okay, the big haunt comes in. 23 Savage pops the Blade Mail, jumping left, right, and center. Finally, he focuses on Nightfall as he has no more illusions to work with.
He got out?
He got back to base? What?
He didn't bash. I do the math.
But the Maelstrom did proc, so something at least procced for him. That's not right.
That's right.
Was it 5 hits or 2 or 4?
5 hits.
Okay. So not that big of a deal then, is what you're saying.
No, that's a big deal.
Cuckoo gets the split arc, loser orb to follow, trying to create as much space as possible as the Aegis is not going to be taken. The stun comes out, it's snatched by Save himself. He's going to pop. That's not even a BKB, that is the shard as 23 Savage has to Spectral Dagger away. Barely gets out with his life. XEPHER stuck inside this freaking ult from Timbersaw, just too much damage to deal with. Double kill for Nightfall.
Link in. And steal the Aegis from 2 heroes.
Yeah, that's pretty dirty play right there. XEPHER inside the trees, but they see him, and yeah, he's going to be brought down. I mean, Timbersaw is such a good hero against Nyx Assassin, especially when you have the silence from DP on top of it. And this is going to be a full set of racks in the bot. Probably go to the mid lane now while this Exorcism is still up. All right, Chronosphere onto 2. He's going to focus on the Hoodwink, while Mr. GPK focuses on the Lesh. That's 2 quick kills, both buybacks though, as we see the Haunt come out with the Blade Mail, trying to apply as much pressure, finally gets that Winter Wyvern, but now 23 Savage on the run. No bashes needed this time, as Nightfall jumps right in, dodges the WHITEMON Sharpshooter. Impale's gonna connect from XEPHER on the sideline, but WHITEMON will fall regardless. And they have a sentry in the vicinity. XEPHER now on the run. Bash, first hit this time. Karma, full team wipe, VP, GG's call. This was a bit of a shellacking.
What tier? What tier?
This was probably just a normal shellac.
Normal shellac?
Maybe one higher, it would be
Mega.
Nightfall a Baden, carry a Baden.
It's pretty cool. Removes the Fatal Bonds.
So VP, they pick a Baden when they see that opponents have greed.
honestly one of the coolest. If you guys haven't seen that game, go check out the VOD. As we can see, Cuckoo again getting pressured here. Photic Shield this time onto Nightfall, so this should surely be first blood.
Usually see 4 or 5 minutes in.
Yeah, again, pressuring the Axe. And this is a lot of damage. Like you said, the phase boost makes such a big difference. And now the Aphotic Shield applied, so going to get Glimpse back, in fact. And we'll see if the Aphotic Shield actually wasn't enough to pick him out, but the right clicks are. So Nightfall,
He's
again.
dead. It's fine, Kingslayer.
Yeah.
Okay, he's actually going to save him.
Still no boots on Kingslayer, although it's 9 minutes in the game. Connect feel for a little vision, but XEPHER's going to run right into the LSA. Spike Carapace, Laguna Blade. Save takes it for himself. America being relatively combo, but basically nowhere else is LSA. Okay, no Laguna Blade this time. XEPHER's gonna set it up with the Spike Carapace into the Impale. DM not quite in range for the X. He's gonna take the Viper Strike instead, but now the LSA onto the Viper into the boat as well. Carl getting pressured big time. Save is there as well. But he's still doing relatively well.
It was a nice, cute play there. He took over the catapult and just ran away with it. Enchantress seen this movie.
And a lot of the games that you're talking about, is Nightfall might take some initiation here. Cuckoo's in the vicinity with the rest of his team with the smoke. You're seeing the Blink Dagger into the call. Yep, we'll get the Viper Strike out, but there's the borrowed time, and that's why you don't initiate on Abaddon.
Be on Lina plus Radiance, but I feel with Abba behind you and like the survivability that Yule Scepter gives you, I think it's enough. We still have not seen a single rock, right?
Oh, finally Vendetta. That is true. Chaotic Offering. Okay, you spoke it into existence, my friend, and it was not a good one. I'm just going to throw it out. I want to throw it out there.
Instantly, he drops the rock.
That is perfect timing, but we do get a glimpse into the Static Storm with the Kinetic Field holding him in, and XEPHER will take a tumble. 20-minute mark, but it seems to be close. Actually, no, he's going to be a little bit late on that. It might be like 23 minutes. WHITEMON getting caught out here to start things out. Carl applying the pressure with the break of the Nether Toxin. Really not going to do that much, though, because the Radiant's just going to work here. Glimpse back onto Cuckoo now, going for him alone. XEPHER taking some damage from Save in the meantime, but we're going to lose the Disruptor, so it's a 1-for-1 to start this fight. And GPK kind of stuck in the trees here. He's going to get called. Carl, nice heal from the Infest into the chop before the borrowed time actually comes through. GPK still with the BKB. And another kill for Cuckoo. So who cares about this shard build? It's left on the Aegis for Nightfall, so we'll see if they want to get into a fight here. Oh, GPK is going to find somebody.
Can he dodge it?
Oh, but a big Chaotic Offering onto 3 behind him, but the Static Storm to follow. Laguna Blade, the Infest to try to heal. Boat is coming in. Gets the Manta off, but The LSA connects again, and Cuckoo will take a tumble. Big kill for VP. And now the glimpse back from 23 Savage has already used his rage. But gonna get silenced here if he's not careful. A nice big impale there from the Nyx Assassin, but they will be able to clean up 23 Savage. In fact, it's saved to get the kill of all heroes. Kingslayer in the corner. Carl pops the BKB, just gonna right-click, contently getting that double kill for himself. So it's a 2 for 2 in the end as GPK also died. Nether Toxin though, yeah, glimpse back. Yeah, Halberd would have been pretty good, wouldn't it?
Halberd is nice against Abba, against Lina. Those right-click, the miss chance also.
Rage.
They got nothing. He can just TP out.
Yeah. Although he's actually just
or can he?
running around. Okay.
Infest.
Infest into XEPHER. Doesn't have his... Oh, he's just going to pop out. All right, you can die for me, young man. Good effort.
That was nicely done. I mean, he could have just rage TP out all the time. You have to mention it.
Cuckoo is infested right now, so this will be an aggressive infest. Oh, DM might be the target here. They don't have vision, though. Cuckoo, oh, he's going to find Lina, but the big Yule's just in time, but the Chaotic Offering to follow to get that tidal wave off, but the choppity chop is enough for GPK to find his way to the grave. Does have buyback, will expend it. Nightfall, still with that Radiance. His DM is just getting kited from afar. You can see the Static Storm kinetic field just to try to separate this fight a bit. But look at this Abaddon. Pops that Manta style. Big call onto 3. This will be a dieback onto GPK. And VP are crumbling. T1 lose their axe, but that's about it for now. But look at Save. He's doing a ton of damage with that impetus. Carl drops from afar. But now he has to worry about 23 Savage. Historically speaking, pretty good against the Enchantress. Pops the Rage to dispel that glimpse. And now the right clicks have cometh into the Impale. And another kill for 23 Savage.
Do one lane, but problem is there's always going to be 2 lanes pushed. Carl has double damage for a couple of more seconds. Glyph pop.
Yep, and this tier 3 tower is mega dead. Still a few more seconds left on the death timers here for the rest of VP. Keep in mind, Carl doesn't have his shard, so they're not pushing as fast as they could be, but they're doing more than enough. As there's the call from Cuckoo. Finds the carry, Abaddon, gets off the Manta. BKB popped in the meantime. You can see Nightfall just not having that much presence in the fight here as Cuckoo gets glimpsed back with the BKB, but you see the heal from 23 Savage. Again, he is really good. You brought it up earlier. This stage of the game, when you have this much farm and this tanky of heroes on the side of T1, the Abaddon carry is just kind of falling off to a degree. See the bash come online, 23 Savage, able to get a pretty easy one onto Kingslayer. That's what they'll go for here. And this is the fight for VP. This is the fight they absolutely have to win. They find XEPHER. It's going to take a while to... Yeah, they already have Rosh. So can they even kill XEPHER is the question. Static Storm is there, but the Infest comes off with that BKB or the Rage already activated beforehand.
Still alive.
Yeah, he's absolutely alive. Gets 4 staff to the low ground. And with that, Nightfall is just going to get completely surrounded. Cuckoo and company going to have no issue chopping him down.
Handle it to Warlock as you suggested.
Yeah, see the Torrent defense potential here. XEPHER not burrowed, so he's not getting that damage reduction, but there he goes inside the ground where he belongs. Cuckoo jumps in. Boom! GPK is gone. Just like that. Does have buyback, though. Will expend it.
1, 2, 3 buybacks.
Yep, Nightfall getting pressured now by the Lifesteal. LSA is not going to connect. You can see the tidal wave come through as well. The Impale from across the freaking map. Nightfall just trying to get out. Does not want to use that ult. Look how slow he is. The upheaval is insane. We see the gem on the ground right now, so that's going to be a Rax in the mid lanes. We see a reaction from a player for some reason.
During the Echo Saber.
Yes, he did it! This is where they turn it around. Nightfall with the Echo Saber. How can you counter this? That is the question, my friends. Impale from global range, that might have something to do with it, though. That's a pretty good counter, I think. Nightfall gets off the Aphotic Shield. They had to give it the second rack at the very least, but 23 Savage, right-clicking with that Ghoul Frenzy. Nightfall pops the BKB. You can see Whitemon gets off that Chaotic Offering with that Refresher Shard. Static Storm is applied, but really nobody of use inside here. And they're just back in the fountain. The Infest, again, used to heal. GPK pops the BKB. Save.
Fountain is their player strength. They need to like glimpse or X mark into tidal wave.
Oh, they got the Viper thanks to the Echo Saber. The slow is huge, Lacoste. Don't forget the Echo Saber. Kingslayer gets out with just a sliver of HP. The Laguna Blade finally takes care of this Aegis. Okay. Now the LSA is going to not hit, but the Basher is there. Savage does have the infest in 20 seconds. As
Oh,
GPK
no,
gets found by
that's the
XEPHER, and
dieback.
back in the ground he goes. Echo Saber going to work again with the illusions. They'll find another support hero, but double buyback, making a triple buyback from T1. 23 Savages left all alone right now. The Echo Saber, it's working,
silenced, but
but
the
a big
call-
call from the other side into the choppity chop. 23 Savage gets yet another kill for himself. He is healing up to a high degree. GGs are called. The Echo Saber, maybe if it was picked up 20 minutes ago, would have been enough.
Look at that face.
Game 5, man. Yeah.
This is what we expected, and this is what we're gonna get. Game number 5.
With spiders really early.
Yep,
I think as long as they are able to secure Nightfall an okay game, they will eventually be able to rotate DM down there and deal with the Brood. It is
Plus a nuker against Brood in lane. Typical melee owner, and Brood is a typical melee hero.
Oh, Cuckoo. Wraithfire Blast into the Fortune's End. Split Earth not able to connect with the Timber Chain on the other side. And that's going to be first blood going to GPK. The Brood Mother already falling. I mean, a lot of choices after the fact as we see the EMP come out. Split Earth is going to hit onto Nightfall. Fortune's End, though. Going to keep the Nyx Assassin in place. And it looks like another kill going the way of VP. So
Cataclysm, so eventually that will make sense. Whatever he builds into, eventually an Ags will come out.
Carl,
Be careful.
Very okay.
Timber goes to, he's going to have an advantage, even against Lesh.
XEPHER with a very uncharacteristic miss on the Impale. Ends up
Broodmother means that XEPHER doesn't have the levels he's used to playing with.
and we see some action top lane. Chakram is there with a setup from Save. Not enough to kill WHITEMON yet. He's trying to get off the fatal bonds here as DM is pursuing him from behind. You see the Hex, Timber Chain will be another kill on the WHITEMON at this current point.
We were all thinking with the last pick Brood, what do you do to deal with this hero, but
What do you do against Timbersaw? Oh, this might be it though. Yep, we see the Lesh coming with that Chronosphere set up into the Split Earth. Enough magic damage, and that is a huge kill for T1.
you don't lose the ult, and also in the late game, the ult is on such a low cooldown. Oh, okay, Kuko makes a rotation.
GK, I see the Spiraling doing so much damage. Face Edict not enough, and now the Impale from XEPHER into the Split Earth. So nice turnaround here for T1. Fighters maybe potentially ganked here. Trying to micro them to a high degree. GPK in the vicinity. Tornado misses though. Hits a couple of creeps, and that's about it. But a big stun from XEPHER onto 2. And now VP are on the run. Kingslayer just drops of his own accord. Cuckoo not mincing words here. Looks like the pressure's going to be applied again, but the Ice Wall is connected here. The slow progress is a Chronosphere on all three on the outer edges, but what is the follow-up? Buyback onto the Oracle now. The Bash is online, so Save takes a tumble. Carl, in the meantime, taking some damage from the Chakram. We see the Sunstrike Comet, but it's not going to connect on anybody as Nightfall has come to play as well. Tornado will hit the Leshrac. Trying to save him with Cuckoo here on the sideline. DM, you can see, taking some right-click damage, but as we see the Radiance now online at the 13.5 minute mark. So Nightfall still with that second life, but
How is nobody dead?
with Chaotic Offering, if it's layered towards the tail end of it, with that Split Earth, like you talked about, that is, I guess, their version of Wamokama. Not too bad. Is Impale going to connect?
Is that tough to
T1
kill?
trying to surround DM here, but he is super tanky, and it looks like XEPHER's going to be the one that gets bursted down instead. Sunstrike coming up with the counter initiation with that Chaotic Offering, the disengage, as WHITEMON's little golem.
Yeah,
Sure.
This is the issue with Brood. Okay.
Oop, yep, XEPHER with that Spike Carapace setup thanks to that Radiance. 23 Savage jumps in as well. Remember, this is a Wraith King that you're dealing with. Carl has some damage. Oh, Split Earth's not going to hit, though. The Chrono into whatever else that we talked about. But it does take some execution. We have
They're all
some
TP.
TPs down here. Cataclysm a little bit early. Not really going to hit anybody, but Chaotic Offering is only going to hit one because of the Yule Scepter on the save. And now the Chakram comes out. Nightfall in the midst of things. Oh, a big whirling death into the Timber Chain. Blows up 2 instantly on T1 side. And now they are on the run. DM opening up a can of whoop-ass on this Timbersaw. And that'll continue onto WHITEMON. Wraithfire Blast applies and crits him down to the ground.
Shard.
Yeah, we have a 9-man smoke overall. Nightfall the only one. Of course, he has that second life to work with. XEPHER burrowed up. No vision showing him right now, but double Impale. All right, into the Chaotic Offering. They're using most of their resources onto Save, who's already only at half HP. And here comes the Cataclysm. Leshrac gets the Yules off to save himself. The Chronosphere is going to clip 2, and it's the 2 supports. Very important to kill that Oracle, but both will buy back into the game. Now Carl trying to get out of this, but looks like he's gonna fall here, but a nice split earth comes out. Ends up saving him in the end, and VP have to run, despite XEPHER being completely out of mana. HP now. Nightfall can just continue to solo this if he really wants. Of course, there is some capability from T1's side to jump in and try to steal this, as XEPHER is going to be spotted out. There's the dust. Chakram to follow. So much damage reduction. Finger of Death still not enough. He's healing so much right now. While Burrow, 23 Savage, trying to focus on GPK, but he's going to get out, it looks like. XEPHER is still alive. Chakram, Spike Carapace. Eventually, nope. Okay, DM running out of mana now. They're doing a great job of protecting XEPHER between the heals that he gets inherently with that Burrow and the Shadow Word.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody be doing literally nothing and still be the MVP of the fight. He's doing nothing.
He's inside his little home there.
He's just there.
Looking a lot like game, was it 1? Where we had a little bit of a stall here as we see the side cam onto XEPHER. Very important. Impale is going to connect. All right, the Mana Burn doing quite a bit. Nightfall going to get purged off. And he's ready to go back in again. Keep an eye on those polygons on the bottom of your screen as Roshan's getting quite low.
Let's see if
Cuckoo can go in and out of the pit, no problem. It's another aspect that we didn't really talk about. Splitter's going to connect again. This time they're going to go on save. BKB popped by 23 Savage. That is going to be enough to take out the support, and they know he does not have buyback. And now the pressure being applied to the Wraith King. He's going to go down, but that is the first life. I believe he does have Shard. Chronosphere just to ensure that they get this Roshan. Looks like Savage gets the snatch, so the actual Roshan ended up going to VP, but the Chaotic Offering now used in retreat here as VP attempting to get out. Deafening Blast applied there, but Nightfall completely surrounded and will finally be brought down. Didn't even have his Radiance on, by the way.
Timber, very survivable, and usually he's just out of mana, and so he's useless anyway if you save him. Maybe that's why we haven't seen it.
Okay. All right, fortifications pop from VP as T1 attempting to go high ground. Of course, with that Nyx Assassin burrowed and the Diabolic Edict from Carl makes this a lot easier. Heals applied to 23 Savage as well.
Is the issue. If they can get Lion on top of somebody where he doesn't just immediately die, then it's going to be a lot of damage.
Onto Nightfall. XEPHER not going to be able to hit the Impale there, but you can see the army of spiders are here. And the Mana Burn, again, not going to really matter too much in terms of the second life for Nightfall because of the Shard, but still pretty annoying that he can't stun anybody.
XEPHER is taking literally 0 damage.
I mean, it's percentage heal versus percentage damage. Which wins in the end?
Oh,
double! It's a double! It's not even that much damage, though. Now 23 Savage gets off the Chronosphere. Gonna focus on the Invoker, but there's the false promise that you talked about. Trying to do the damage through that with the Impale to follow. The burrowed Nyx is available still, getting those burrows, the stuns constantly as we have the Chakram. Nice Impale again from XEPHER, saving his teammate, but it looks like the Ledge will finally be bursted down. Chaotic Offering was never used. It actually took out the Warlock immediately as Save getting right-click now with Cuckoo's ult as well, and Kingslayer in the trees. Double kill for Cuckoo. And T1.
Oh, there's a gem too.
2 to 6K there in just this last few minutes.
Yeah,
so
mostly the...
T1 is in control right now. Oh man, the Vendetta. With 23 Savage applying some right clicks. Time dilation applies. A bash again. DM. Timber chains to safety, but Cuckoo's here as well. So it looks like it's going to be the death of him. He has the flamethrower. Annoying to deal with, but not annoying enough. Oh, yeah, of course.
As a greedy carry player, he will never be caught dead buying that himself.
Yeah, of course. Oh, GPK actually pops his refresher, or we see the Cataclysm come online.
The creeps.
The Meteor is there with the Spike Carapace, and yikers.
It's doing no...
Well, who knew that
Broodmother's counter. That's so strange.
That is such a random thing as T1 very close to winning this tournament in this best of 5, game 5. They get that mid racks. Invoker's dead for 45 seconds. So this, I would think, is minimum 2 racks. Of course, the tier 2 still up top in that bottom lane.
Oh, triple chrono.
3 heroes. Save takes a tumble, a big Impale, only connecting on 1, maybe not so big after all, but there's the save onto DM. He can go back to base, but now the pressure is onto the Wraith King. That is the first life to come, but 23 Savage wants to go for the support, doesn't get into the fountain though. Completely surrounding Wraith King. 3 dead. T1 look to be winning this in great fashion. Set of racks on the top, and now they go for Throne potentially because that tier 2 is not available for the taking. XEPHER just setting up his base here inside the VP base. He's going to spike Carapace, which stuns through that EMP. And they're just going to focus on the buildings, of course, with this Diabolic Edict. 60 seconds of no Wraith King. He's just going to walk right in. Oh, he gets Hex, though. Has to be careful. Cataclysm to follow, but a nice Yule Scepter Who used that Yule Scepter, actually? What? That's a Wind Waker! Are you serious? I was gonna say, we finally get to see it. As this tier 4 tower looked to be falling, you see the Time Walk reverse from 23 Savage, and it looks like T1 are gonna be taking this game before Wraith King can even respawn. T1 looking so good. Another Cataclysm, but that one actually did decent damage, but it is over. T1 are your ESL One Summer 2021 Grand Champions Jenkins.
Yeah, they're a few $100,000 richer now.
Yeah.
And good lord, good Gaben, did they deserve it?
Good game.
Yeah, stop wasting my time. Trying to get mine, get out the way. Move, trying to get paid. Bands on the way.